on YouTube. Today is October 31st. Today is the great trick or treat. This is the great Halloween. And I decided to go live on YouTube today for a few reasons. One of the main reasons is my video, 400 Years, is doing very well. And I wanted to add to that. So I wanted to be able to go live to be able to speak more about 1619 to 2019 and the Great Quantum Leap. I was in Harbor Coin this morning. I took a coin in Kennedy half dollar, 1964 half dollar. And the lady at Harbor Coin, and Harbor Coin is in, if you go to your Google, is in Gurnee. Gurnee is in Illinois. So when I went to Harbor Coin, I wanted to know the lady's name. And she said her name is Angela. And then she says, wait, aren't you that guy that was running for president? And I looked at her and I said, what do you mean was? I'm still running for president, and November 3rd, 2020 has not come yet. So I thought that was funny. But what happened is everyone else in Harbor Coins in Gurnee, Illinois started looking. And then one of the girls said, well, you know, my dad was talking about you, and we didn't know how to find your campaign because you didn't have a website. And I said, so, you know, did you Google me? And she said, no, we didn't know your name. I said, and that's why, now that you've come to that moment, that's why I've named my campaign, my actual name, Jawad HaShem Hakeem 2020, because it's necessary for people to remember my entire name. The names itself, for those who keep up with spiritual science, names have a lot to do with who this particular person is. So as I announce myself to the world, as I'm running for president, everyone, the first thing you're going to do is Google my name. You're going to look at the name. But the name is also important because November 3rd, 2020, I'm going to need everyone who supports our campaign for universal basic income, which is a global implementation. Everyone who supports universal basic income at $5,000 a month, initially starting at $50 a month, August 3rd, 2019. But also in Africa, beginning in 35 African countries, we're going to have a UBI for Africa global project or global implementation project. And that's going to be $50 put into their account. And the account will be connected to an asset card. An asset is not a credit card. So the card that will receive the $50 in the 35 Black African countries we call the Black Trump card. The Black Trump is actually a name that I use. This video, even though it's live, is from the Making POTUS series. People who don't know what POTUS means is President of the United States. We are interested in going to Netflix and Amazon to be able to position Making POTUS to be a reality show. As we go along with this 2-year journey to the White House, to Pharaoh's house, the making of the first Hebrew Israelite president, I want that to be a live stream that everyone can see what we actually go through, the processes of actually running a campaign, the uniqueness of our campaign, the clown show that follows our campaign. We're a very unique campaign, and you know, we definitely want the world to know about it. This video, 1619 to 2019, is a response and a thank you to my 39 subscribers as of this moment, to my 1,200 views as of this moment. This is a response video, a thank you video. I am riding on the horse of universal basic income to Pharaoh's house, and the flag that I hold as I ride on that horse is red, black, and green, the original flag of Amaruca or Amaru Inca. On that flag, we're going to have the eagle clutching the snake on our red, black, and green flag. And that's something that's necessary because there's been a lot of prophecies about the return of the indigenous people, the return of the ancient ones. The ancient ones for America are the Olmecs. The Olmecs came from Africa when we were still dealing with Pangea. It was just a walkover from West Africa and Angola and whatnot to the Americas. So I am a candidate that's focused on the United States of Amaru Inca. I am also a candidate that's focused on the rise of Africa. What does this have to do with our 400 years? Our 400 years also has to deal with the fact that no matter the Most High and his timing, no matter with Yahushua, his risen son, and his timing, we have to understand that we're still using the dollar. As long as we use the dollar, I speak from a paralegal perspective, my mother, stepdad, and uncle are attorneys. As long as we're still using the dollar, we're tied into Babylon's system still. So if the scripture says you need to come out of Babylon, then you have to understand that using the dollar is also going to be a problem. So if we speak about 400 years, but we're not dealing with the fact that we are 13th, 14th, and 15th Amendment debt slaves to the American debt of 21 trillion, then we're not seeing the whole picture. So if there's going to be a release of Israel from their 400-year curse from Deuteronomy 68, which says that because of the curse, we will be returning to Egypt, but this time it will be in ships. The only time in recorded history that a mass people have been taken in ships have been a transatlantic slave Ma'afa. And we say Ma'afa because it was a Holocaust on African people. We still don't know the numbers, but millions and millions died in the African Holocaust. And so those from Revelations 2:9 who are pimping that they are the real Hebrews because their Holocaust was so great, we refer to them as the synagogue of Satan. Revelations 2:9, that's the synagogue of Satan. Those are Zionists who are pimping that they are the true Hebrews. We are the true Hebrews is an undisputed fact. Now, our 400 years leads to a quantum leap. What is that quantum leap? The quantum leap has to be triggered by some transformative agent. The universal transformative agent to the quantum leap is in two parts. One, it's universal basic income. I need you, anyone who's watching this video, to Google universal basic income. The billionaires have wired the society where our smartphones is pretty much the umbrella handle. The umbrella, all we need is a universal, radical safety net for the entire planet so we can say we have you covered. Okay, so our symbol for the Triumph Campaign is an umbrella with an eagle on top. All right, the eagle is using a certain type of vision. And they say the eagle has more than 20/20 vision, has 40/40 vision. So we're using Project 44.4, and Project 44.4 is return back to our greatness as African people, is a 26,000 year clock that we're using. We understand that the universal clock, 26,000 years around in this galaxy, as well as 13,000 years of light, 13,000 years of darkness. So this is the reason why the Masons use their black and white checkerboards, because there's 13,000 years of light and there's 13,000 years of darkness. So it replays every 26,000 years. The initiation of the Hebrew New Year, which is September 11th, 2018, as far as the full bringing of this new year. So in the Hebrew New Year, we're saying that the snake has been spotted in the grass, and the eagle, which is our combined power as a people, we're able to uproot that snake and we're able to clutch that snake. So that means that we are coming out of Babylon. The Illuminati is falling. The Illuminati, before it falls, we have to be aware of who the Illuminati is. The Illuminati is run by the Rothschild family, the Red Shields, or the Blood Child. So the Rothschild family, or the Red Shield, or the Blood Child, those are the great vampires, the vampire, that's been sucking our energy dry. Every time we go to work, we're actually working for this vampire, and our energies are being put into a global collective that's actually using satanic methods to be able to power this illusion that they call the matrix over us. So part of it is being able to see it clearly, and that's why we need our third eyes. This is why marijuana is something that the federal government does not want to make uniform across America, is because they know marijuana or a good loud or good weed allows you to see things clearly. It's like a truth serum. It's only the truth that's going to set us free. And we have to understand that as the nation of gods and earth, or the nation of 5%ers say, that 4, even though it has 2 ciphers, 4 is actually culture freedom. So we know that 400 years is going to initiate culture freedom. We're going to be free to experience our culture. We're going to wake up to the beauties of Israel once again. And we're going to be practicing our entire Hebrew, our culture, our entire Israelite culture. And that's something that I know that there's those who've been keeping up with Hebrew culture, and those who are ready to embrace us as we come out of Babylon from our minds, because it's the government. Babylon has been operated by the Illuminati, is driven by the Illuminati, and the Illuminati is interested in governing your mind. So it's government because they want to govern your mind. They use tell, lie, vision to be able to close your vision. So we have a new vision, and it's called Vision 2020. Vision 2020 is pointing to the quantum leap. What do we have to do to make sure that we can quantum leap? We have to bring Africa and America together. So I am a presidential candidate. I'm the first Hebrew presidential candidate that has the best chance of winning, because I'm not using my criminal record, which is under appeal, to say that I'm the best candidate for this job. What I'm doing is saying that universal basic income is what the 2020 election should all be about. We have a chance, whether it's the ballot, writing in Jawad, HaShem, Hakeem 2020, which is on the ballot, or we have a chance for the bullet. So Malcolm X told us that we have 2 chances when we vote. This particular election, going into 2020, is going to be the greatest election that we've ever seen. We're going to see voter turnout like we've never seen it. But we have to understand, in order for this great, great thing to happen, it has to be universal basic income. It cannot be just about reparations, which our campaign, we support $1 million check. We support $1 million check, not just for our reparations of 400 years. We're saying that $1 million check to every man, woman, and child who descended from slavery shall initiate an account, which is, we're talking about 45 to 70 million descendants, Hebrew Israelites who descended. That account is only to initiate a global reparations account, where we are asking and demanding for the $500 trillion of gold bricks that are in the Rothschild vault to be handed back over to African people as part of the reparations account, because that 500 trillion in gold is our money. Anyone can research it. Gold primarily comes out of South Africa with Ashanti gold, and also comes out of Ghana with Newmont Gold Mining Company out of Colorado. So gold primarily comes from Africa anyway. And so we're saying that if the Rothschild family has gold bricks, and that's African money, it was also done with the combined resources of Hebrew Israelite labor. So the former slaves are asking for our money back. And this goes to the theme song, James Brown, which is The Big Payback. I want everyone, when you hear that James Brown song, when you hear the Big Payback, I want you to think about the $500 trillion in gold bricks that is supposed to come back to Hebrew people. And we know that the Most High does not lie, and the Most High Scripture as the basic instructions before leaving Earth, which is the quantum leap, the basic instructions before quantum leaping. We know this to be fulfilled. The Most High always keeps his word, and his word comes right on time. And that goes back to scriptures, since I was speaking about the eagle and using that as a triumph campaign symbol. So the first Hebrew Israelite president will be using the symbol of an eagle on top of an umbrella. And the umbrella will be colored red, black, and green. And also the handle. We're saying that the handle of the umbrella is the smartphones that we all use. We can do more than texting. We can do more than putting up pictures. We can do more than calling somebody ratchet, or talking bad about somebody's baby mama, or saying somebody who is choosing to use Cash App and to be a sex worker. We are looking at them. We're looking down on them. You know, we have to focus on what we should be doing. And what we should be doing is getting ready, because the Most High is about to do a very, very beautiful miracle. And it's called a quantum leap. That quantum leap is going to allow us to begin experiencing our culture again. That quantum leap is the rise of Black America, for lack of a better term, the rise of the Israelite family in America, as well as the rise of Africa. This is going to happen simultaneously. And we say that Exodus 19, so Exodus chapter 19, verse 4 through 7. Exodus chapter 19, verses 4 through 7. We're saying that the eagle has been able to come at the right time. And that eagle is coming with the Hebrew New Year of 5779, where the eagle sees a snake for what it is. The eagle, we are saying, uses a different vision. So we need a different vision. We need a vision for 2020, where I as a Hebrew Israelite candidate, I'm marching straight to Pharaoh's house. I'm marching on a horse. My main platform is universal basic income. That's why I'm making this video. My flag is red, black, and green with an eagle clutching a snake. This is the United States of America. That's what I stand for. I want to be the first president of United States of America. What we're doing is we have 35, as part of the campaign, we have 35 African countries. Uganda is working on it now, where we're going to plug 500 million Africans into a universal basic income global implementation project, where $50 will be given to every African within the 35 Black African countries on 11/3/2019. So that's November 3rd, 2019. The $50 checks, for lack of a better word, will be deposited into the Black Trump card. That is the Universal Social Security Black card. So the Black Trump card will be available in Africa. The Black Trump card will be available in America, where $50 will be put into this because we want it to be wired as a global universal basic income implementation project for United States of America. So we're speaking about a possibility of 1 billion people, because we do also want to include those who are in the Western Hemisphere and the Caribbean, because they were also affected. They're also descendants of slavery. Now, this video focuses on universal basic income because that is the trigger for the quantum leap. The trigger for the quantum leap is solving poverty. We must solve poverty. If we solve poverty, it will allow us to invent the future. I am a designer of a solution to 99.9% of the world's social problems, and that is UBI, Universal Basic Income, plus Universal Social Security, which is the Black Trump card, equals UPP. So UBI plus USS equals UPP. United People Party, I am the founder of the Global United People Party, and United People Party is here to end racism, in identity politics, is here to say that between the Democrats and Republicans, there is a third way. So I am focusing on the quantum leap up. The quantum leap up requires us to solve poverty. The quantum leap up requires us to have an Article 5 constitutional convention. The quantum leap up allows us to be able to connect to Holy Zamunda or Holy Wakanda, where United States of Africa, USA, and United States of Amaru Inca, USA, comes together within what's called a Black superstate. This is what Marcus Garvey was speaking about a Black superstate. We're interested in Holy Wakanda and Holy Zamunda. This is why Coming to America and Black Panther correlate. At the same time, the Black Panther movie did so well because Hollywood does a lot of things with their Hollywood. Hollywood is a magician's stick and the star. And what they do is they weave a lot of prophecy together. There's always messages being told. But one message they can't do anything about is the rise of the African nation. The rise of the African superstate, or the rise of the Israelite superstate, comes just in the same time in the rise of the Hebrew Israelite. The rise of the Hebrew Israelite, the cherry on top is the Hebrew Israelites are running their own president for Pharaoh's house, and he's riding on the horse of universal basic income. The flag is red, black, and green with the eagle clutching the snake, which is the symbol for the Hebrew New Year, 5779. And in order for us to clutch that snake, we have to understand that the Rothschild family is the family that's been sucking everyone's blood, is the family that employed the Illuminati, is the family that pretty much the whole entire global chessboard works for, and we call it a monopoly board. So if this whole global economy is truly a monopoly board, why are we not receiving our $5,000? Why are we not receiving our investment to begin? And every 30 days, why are we not giving more money every time we complete the board? So we're asking for universal basic income. That's what my campaign's about. And my campaign is going to go live each time we're talking about universal basic income, because we have to, even with the 400 years, even with the reparations of trillions of dollars that's owed back to us, we have to remember that we're dealing with a government that owes $21 trillion. We're dealing with a government that uses fiat currency that's printed by the Federal Reserve. We're dealing with a government that's owned by the Rothschild family. We're dealing with the Illuminati and the way they play into it. We're dealing with economy and systems that was made by Mystery Babylon. So if we're going to totally get out of Mystery Babylon, we have to stop using Mystery Babylon's money. Black's Law Dictionary says, if you still use the money of the country, you have to submit to the laws of the country. So if America is part of Mystery Babylon's global scheme and you're still using dollars, you are offending the Most High. That dollar is set up as a magical spell. That dollar has hexagrams all over it. That dollar is a channeling tool. As we use our hand, the energy from our hand goes into that dollar and is actually giving energy to the matrix that we live in. If we're going to come out of Babylon, we have to come out of Babylonian systems. So therefore, the government is a Babylonian system. The government of America is a Babylonian system. And we have to cancel the Babylonian system in order to put a Hebrew Israelite as the president of Pharaoh's house, knowing that that was the Hebrew Israelites' original house, because of the Hebrew Israelites as slaves, enslaved Hebrew Israelites built the White House. If we built the White House, we deserve a candidate that sits within the White House. And that candidate is going to have a global vision of implementing universal basic income around the globe. And that account for America and the Western Hemisphere, as well as Africa, begins November 3rd, 2019. The one account that's specifically for America will begin August 3rd, 2019, because we know that our enslavement at Point Comfort began in August. So therefore, August, we want to mark it 400 years later as part of the rise. There's a great quantum leap happening. Spiritually, our DNA is being cleansed. I made a video on Facebook about this very subject. You can tie it to it because I give different information at different times. I want to thank all my subscribers. I'm please asking you to keep subscribing. I also want to thank everyone who's been watching the 400 years video that surpassed 1,200 views within 2 weeks. I'm asking for you all, when you subscribe, to press the notification bell so you can get notified when I go live again. I am going to be organizing parades all over America, parades all over America, to be part of the 400-year acknowledgement. We're going to have a parade that's going to be attached to each high school, junior high school, elementary school across America, every county and town across America. We are going to be going for some of that commission resources, but we are going to come up with our own resources, because this 400 years needs to be put in a parade format. We have to celebrate big that this 400 years of sleep is over. Some people in the Nawabian nation call it the spell of Kingu. Some people call it the ghost spell. We're coming out of sleep. That is the first step to acknowledge that we have awakened, that Africa is awakening, all right? Whether people want to believe in my candidacy or not, the fact is that we're wiring 35 Black African countries into universal basic income, a global implementation scheme that I have designed. So Africa is on the rise. You may think $50 is nothing, but that $50 is going to phase to $500 a month, and then that's going to phase to $5,000 a month. Ladies and gentlemen, I end this video with this. The Rothschild family controls 80% of Earth's resources. The Rothschild family can give 8 billion people, the current record of the population of the world. The Rothschild family, who are the financiers to the Illuminati, who control the CIA, FBI, everything, all right, control the planet. They can pay for everyone to have a job, all 8 billion people to have a job that pays them $5,000 a month for the rest of their life. The Rothschild family can pay for you to have transportation. All your transportation needs are taken care of for the rest of your life. The Rothschild family can give you a home and all your housing needs. If you travel around the world, they always provide an Airbnb type home forever. The Rothschild family can give you free education for the rest of your life if you want to do continual education, free. The Rothschild family has enough money to give you free universal health care, whether it's that dental, vision, prescription, or any surgery you may have, or any new technology that came out, you need $1 million to use it. The Rothschild family can pay for that, everybody on the planet for life. The Rothschild family can give you the best insurance you've ever had, all right? The Rothschild family can employ, all right? If the Rothschild family came in one corporation, the Rothschild family can employ the entire planet at $5,000 a month and give you any account, any expense account, or any expense account that you need to enjoy being employed by the global Rothschild family. What we're saying is if there's one family that can employ the planet at $5,000 a month, then we as the global South, we as the Davids in the world facing this huge Goliath, we say, since power has returned back to the global South, why can't we feed the entire planet? Why can't we provide transportation for the entire planet? It's we, the people. It's not we, America. It's not we, Jamaicans. It's not we, Africans. It's not we, Chinese. It's we, the people. We have to look at why we incarnated that into this world at this time. We came as babies into this world at this time for a great project. And that great project is John 14:12. I tell you this because of John 7:4. John 14:12 said this is greater works. Universal basic income is greater works. And this greater works project is tied to the collective rise of everyone on the planet. Because when you speak about the rise of the Israelite, you're speaking about the rise of everyone in this planet, and you're speaking about the controllers and the elite falling down. So we have to come out of Babylon mentally. We have to stop using Babylonian money, and we have to create new systems. So we have to invent the future. I ask everyone to begin researching and do your homework after this video about universal basic income. That is the trigger for the quantum leap, okay? I want everyone to also read 2 books. One book is called Thank You for Being Late. I want everyone who subscribes to my channel to please go to Amazon, preferably Amazon Prime, and get that book. You can get that book used. You can get that book for $3 if it's used, all right? They'll still come from Amazon. They have a used section, all right? Because people have read that and they put it back on. So read the book by Thomas Friedman. On Facebook, I said Milton Friedman because I always have Milton Friedman in my mind. But Milton Friedman, but it's from Thomas Friedman. It's a book called Thank You for Being Late. I want you to get that, all right? Another thing, I want everyone to get the book called Invent the Future. Invent the Future. You can also order that from Amazon. These books you can get from your public library. Thank You for Being Late and Invent the Future are 2 very important books to understand my campaign. So, again, thank you to my subscribers. Please subscribe so I can keep on making contact. We're asking for everyone to join our micro donors by 2020, by July 2020. We're going to have 2 million micro donors giving us $50 donation every month to make sure that we have the $100 million account per month to be able to fund our presidency and our campaign for president. And I'm asking you guys to be part of that core group and start your donations at $50. I made this video because universal basic income needs to be delivered to the Hebrew Israelite. There's a lot of components that make up how we rise and how we wake up as a people. I am part of that. I am running for president November 3rd, 2020 as a write-in candidate because right now I'm a felon. I don't hide from that. In the 21st century, we have to be transparent. You guys can Google and find it out anyway, so I might as well run on that. I am a felon. We have a broken criminal justice system that a police officer or a police detective who didn't want me to run for president decided to create a whole story. And Lake County Judge Victoria Rossetti went along with it, even though evidence showed it didn't happen. So the criminal justice system is broken. If they can just say, oh, we don't want you to run for president, so we're just going to make up stuff. Yeah, I'm a felon. And that is now up for appeal in 2019. So that can be removed, but currently I am. But that doesn't stop me from running from president. The Federal Election Commission had a conversation with me, and they told me not to stop. They said that the felon issue controls the ballot. It doesn't control you becoming president or running for president, because if you're not on the ballot, then those who support you, your movement, will have to write you in. So I envision November 3rd, 2020, millions of people who have never voted before, voting for the first Hebrew Israelite president and writing my name in. My name is Jawad. My middle name is HaShem, HASHEM, and my last name is Hakeem, HAKEEM. Want to make sure there's no misspellings, because I will be the first write-in candidate that's positioned to win the American presidency. I go by nicknames Prince Hakeem. I also go by Making POTUS. I also go by the Black Trump, and those in Africa knows me as Black Rhino. Black Rhino started in 2008, right before the election of Obama, and we're still doing Black Rhino, but now Black Rhino has morphed into a presidential campaign. I'd like to thank you. I've reached the 30-minute mark, so I'll stop here. Thank you for everybody who watched this video. I'm just trying to serve the Most High, and I'm doing it from my lane. And my lane, no one can tell me how to do my lane. You can suggest, and we can build and we can cipher, but you can't tell me how to do my lane. I'm not going to tell you how to do your lane. I'd like to thank everybody for viewing. Please subscribe. Please like this video. That saves it, okay, and allows you to save the link, so you can copy the link and send it to other people's phones, send it to people you care about, talk to them one-on-one. I'm not going to leave. You know, it's the ballot of the bullet, so the bullet may take me out. I'm not afraid. I go into this presidential election with the courage of David, knowing that I'm competing against Donald Goliath Trump. So Trump Pence and Trump Pitt have a lot of meaning, and we're going into this election knowing that it's going to be a 2-year journey, and we want you to join our journey. We call it Making POTUS, the making of the President of the United States, the making of the first Hebrew Israelite president after our 40 years are up, and having the ability to follow someone who's designing the upliftment of Africa. So you may disagree with me, but you can't disagree with the fact that Africa needs upliftment, and the fact is we're not talking about uplifting Africa, and we're actually doing it. I'd like to say peace to the Most High, peace to my Hebrew family, peace to the Israelite woman, peace to the African woman, peace to my mother who bore me. I give thanks. I give thanks to the Most High. I give thanks for that this day has arisen. I give thanks for the role that I'm playing. I give thanks for those who are hating on me, because your hate actually propels me to the White House. Peace. Gotta figure out how to turn this thing off.